we're rebuilding.
Oh, wow.
This time next year, it should be relevant again.
Okay, there's that number 9. I bought the t-shirt. Wow. Okay. Oh, I love that. Okay, I gotta go have a look.
The design from this one went back to about 1931. This particular one's about 57.
I love that arch.
Watch your step here.
Oh, thank you so much. I would have definitely tripped staring up. I'm looking. Oh, wow. Uh-huh, okay.
This is 100 years old as well.
Oh my gosh. You guys are hiding all the juicy stuff. Yeah, I've been on it earlier today. But
yeah, say it's 100 years old.
uh-huh.
And if you take a look, I don't know if you can get a good view there with the camera of the windows.
In here or here? Ah.
They're actually wooden. And they were in horrible condition.
Uh-huh.
But there's a woodworking shop for seniors in Baden,
Uh-huh.
and they make 30-something windows to replace all the
Look at that.
And this is the smoothest riding coach we have.
What makes it smoother than the other ones?
It's a lot heavier, weighs a ton, and it's got trucks that have 3 axles instead of 2.
Okay.
And weighs about 90 tons.
Well, there we go. So it wouldn't be rocking, like I've noticed a lot of rocking with the other one, so this won't.
Most of it's the track, but this one here.
So they
Buy a
redid.
train ticket and ask them if you can ride. Tell them what you want to do.
Okay. So these are the wooden windows that they all redid.
The interesting thing about those windows,
Sorry.
well, one of the things I thought was interesting is the mechanism holds them up. It's not a counterweight like you're used to.
Uh-huh.
It's actually a
Saying that's when you're sitting down, you open up the windows, get the fresh air in.
Okay. And look at other pretty trains.
People love this thing compared to the other coaches. It always sells out first. We're rebuilding.
Oh, wow.
This time next year.
Okay, there's that number 9. I bought the t-shirt. Wow. There's a massive steam engine in Jasper that used to be used by CN. Apparently, when I was a little one, my dad said that he would take me for walks while my mom was with the weeest one. And he said every time we went by train, I would just lose it in the little carrier. So he told me that, I'm like, okay.
Smallest coaches too. Right here, the yellow one.
A little yellow
Seats
toot toot. There we go. Oh, here comes the train. Okay, well, I gotta see that train coming in. But thank you so much, gentlemen. I'll be back.